Mon'ique publicly roasts Shannon Sharpe, sparking explosive back and forth. Accusations fly as comedian slams Sharpe's personal life, and he fires back with a shocking allegation. In a fiery and completely unexpected exchange that's got everyone talking, award-winning comedian Mon'ique has publicly humiliated sports analyst Shannon Sharpe in one of the boldest call-outs of the year. And Shannon didn't take it lying down. During one of her live shows, Mon'ique stunned the crowd by dragging Shannon Sharpe to the mud, calling him a fool over his recent controversy involving a young woman. She didn't stop there. She exposed that she had personally warned him many times to find a wife and settle down, claiming he's now reaping the consequences of ignoring her advice. Shannon Sharpe, never one to bite his tongue, clapped back in a fiery response, labeling Mon'ique a massive hypocrite, and going as far as accusing her of influencing the young woman at the center of the lawsuit against him. What started as a stinging joke has now escalated into a full-blown public war, and it's getting personal fast. Let's rewind for a second. The controversy surrounding Shannon Sharpe has been bubbling under the surface for weeks. It all started when a young woman came forward with a serious legal claim, alleging misconduct on Shannon's part. While the details of the case are still developing, public opinion has already started to form, and it hasn't been kind. Sharpe, a retired NFL legend turned talk show titan, has tried to maintain his image in the midst of the chaos, appearing calm and collected on his show Club Shay Shay. But behind the scenes, sources say the situation has him fuming. And things took a massive turn when Mon'ique decided to throw fuel on the fire. At a recent sold-out show in Atlanta, Mon'ique took a moment between her usual stand-up sets to get real and brutally honest, with the kind of raw authenticity only she can bring. She looked into the crowd and said, "That man Shannon Sharpe is a damn fool. I told him, get yourself a wife. Stop playing house with these little girls." But no, he didn't listen. And now look, he's in the middle of a mess he can't clean up. The audience was shocked. Gasps, awkward laughs, and then applause. Mon'ique had just dragged Shannon's name through the dirt in front of thousands. But it didn't stop there. She continued, "Men like him don't understand the value of a good woman until it's too late. I try to help him. But now he's learning the hard way." Those few sentences sparked a firestorm. Social media lit up with clips from the show. Hashtags like hashtag Mon'ique versus Shannon and hashtag Shannon Sharpe drama began trending within hours. Celebrities, influencers, and fans all began choosing sides. Some praised Mon'ique for speaking truth to power. Others accused her of using Shannon's struggles to boost her own spotlight. But one thing was clear. This was no longer just a legal case or a celebrity feud. It had become the cultural conversation. And Shannon, he didn't stay quiet. Within 24 hours, he took to his own platform to clap back, and he didn't mince words. Sitting in front of the camera with that trademark intensity, he said, "I'ma say this once, and I'ma be clear. Mon'ique is a damn hypocrite. She's been all about empowerment and healing and being a queen, but she out here tearing down black men for applause?" The tone was serious. Sharpe wasn't cracking jokes. He was pissed. And then came the bombshell. "I'm not saying it's a fact, but I believe she had something to do with that lawsuit. I believe she influenced that girl. You want to talk about manipulation? Let's talk about who's really pulling strings behind the scenes." Boom. The internet exploded. Shannon had just accused Mon'ique of playing puppet master in a legal case with serious consequences. His followers rallied behind him, saying he had every right to defend himself after being ambushed like that. Mon'ique's fans pushed back hard, claiming Shannon was deflecting blame and trying to drag a black woman to the mud instead of owning his behavior. The battle lines were drawn, and the drama was far from over. But what made Mon'ique speak out like this in the first place? Some believe it's deeper than just this one issue. Sources close to the comedian say she's been privately frustrated with Shannon for a long time. Apparently, the two have crossed paths multiple times behind the scenes, and Mon'ique's advice, especially about settling down and finding a stable partner, has always been brushed off. One insider even claimed she tried to be a big sister to him, tried to steer him in the right direction, but he treated her like a joke. So now, she's done playing nice. And that bitterness definitely came through on stage. But even as the dust settles from the initial blow-up, the public wants answers. What exactly did Shannon Sharpe do to that little girl Mon'ique mentioned? Is there more to the story than what's been reported? And why is Mon'ique so emotionally invested in his downfall? People are speculating everything, from past relationships to deeper Hollywood politics. One theory even suggests Mon'ique is using this moment to reclaim her power after years of being sidelined by the industry. Another theory is that she's genuinely trying to prevent other men from making the same mistakes. Meanwhile, Shannon's camp is circling the wagons. Legal experts have warned him to be cautious with his words, especially that part about Mon'ique influencing the lawsuit. If proven false, it could backfire in court. But Shannon seems unfazed. He's doubling down, reportedly telling close friends, "I'm not scared of her. She want to throw stones? I'll drop bricks." The tension is so thick, you could cut it with a knife. Mon'ique, however, isn't backing down either. In a follow-up video posted to her Instagram, she looked straight into the camera and said, "Shannon, baby, I'm not the one. I gave you sisterly advice. You threw it away. Now you're out here trying to blame me for your own mess? Nah, own it like a man." Her words were sharp, her expression calm, but the message was clear. She wasn't scared of him either. And the public? They're eating it up.